Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Atlas. All right, so I don't think we're going to have the issues like I had in my last video with this weird audio stuff. First off, I want to let you guys know that we are on the new daily candle position. I was trying to get this set up with my notes right beforehand. I just got home a little bit ago, but I got very close. So this is only like 15 seconds in or something like that. New daily candle position opening up. This is right around the $54,126 range, and we're just kind of keeping an eye on how it's going to be moving as of the new daily candle position. Once again, as of the standard fashion we've been seeing the last several days with Bitcoin, the price is actually moving up at first. Typically what I've been seeing on the new dailies lately is a push up at first, then a pull back down, and then a further drop down, and it hits kind of like this bottom zone before it starts to rally up once again. So yesterday was very, very volatile, and we're going to be discussing that in this video. Had a substantial drop all the way down to $46,872. We'll explain a couple things that is more than likely the cause of this. And yeah, so in today's video, I'll be talking about Bitcoin, I'll be talking about Ethereum, Orchid, and let's go take a look at one more coin. Let me see what we got going on today. Yeah, everything's pretty much in the red. All right, I am going to be, we're just going to focus on those three for today. So as you guys can see, we're now having a little bit of the red position, as I was just kind of talking about before. There's potentially kind of like a dead cat bounce type situation. We're not seeing that here in the daily situation necessarily, but if we look over on, say, the 1 hour, we're probably more likely going to see something like that. All right, so yeah, you guys can see the climb up here, pushing towards the all-time high, the 58,400 and yeah, around $400 there. Then a sharp drop, right? Significant drop all the way down here before it came back up, starting to rise, potentially having another drop pattern once again. Hopefully not. Hopefully this was the big dip buying opportunity. And again, I think we have some substantiated evidence to help base off of this claim, which I'll be discussing actually basically here in just a minute. So we're going to go over some of the news stuff with you guys in regards to what's going on with Bitcoin, and we'll take a look more at the charts. I know I look a little bit like a ghost right now. Even adjusting my light was just a tad bit too crazy right there. All right. Hope you guys are all having a great day. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit subscribe. Hit the thumbs up like button as well. Let's try and get this video to at least 100 likes. And also click the bell icon so you know whenever we have a new video. I would also like to thank all of you guys. I didn't even know where we're at with our subscriber counts, but we're getting pretty close to 3,000 subscribers as of the time of this video. So if you've seen my videos before, you never subscribed, it would be awesome if you guys did to help us get towards that next goal. It's up to you guys, or if you're new and you want to show your support, then, cool. And then aside from that, I do have a couple links in the description. One is for Coinbase. It's a referral. So if you guys use that and you never done crypto before, or you never used Coinbase, you get a little referral bonus. I get a little referral bonus. And then there's BlockFi, same thing. If you guys sign up with that, you get a little bonus. I get a little bonus. BlockFi is good for earning an interest on your crypto, and I use both of these things. Now, Coinbase isn't necessarily the best for purchasing crypto and stuff. There are other alternatives that are out there that I also use, but Coinbase does have some nice little referral bonus things that they got going on and all that good stuff. Anyways, so let's go ahead and focus on this. So Bitcoin tanks 10% after Elon Musk says prices seem high. This is a little bit of a, I don't know how to phrase it, kind of misguided, I guess, article. And it's not just CNBC that said this. Other article outlets have been saying the same thing, right? And I can kind of understand why. So Bitcoin sank over 10% on Monday. It's actually more. We're looking around 17%. Briefly dipping below the $50,000 level. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said Saturday that Bitcoin prices seemed excessive. That's the key thing with this. He didn't say that today. He didn't say it last night. He said that Saturday. And Bitcoin is not like the exchange with the New York Stock Exchange, right? It's 24/7. You can do Bitcoin purchases midnight, 2 a.m., 6 a.m., noon. It doesn't matter. There's no time frame for when you can purchase these things. The digital coin is still up more than 80% so far this year. All right. So this is what Elon Musk has said. He said an email saying you have gold is not the same. He was replying to Peter Schiff as having gold. You might as well have crypto. Money is just data that allows us to avoid the inconvenience of barter. That data, like all data, is subject to latency and error. The system will evolve to that which minimizes both. He followed up by saying, that said, Bitcoin and Ethereum do seem high. LOL. He's laughing about it. He said the same kind of thing about his Tesla stock in the past. Coincidentally, Tesla stock did drop after he sent out that tweet. And then it had a further continuation up and rallied and went to new highs anyways, right? So I can understand why the news outlets are trying to make the direct association, but let me clarify that it's not like the stock market. It's not like no one could buy any of this stuff during the weekend. I mean, he could have said this and it could have dropped immediately. And we didn't see that. We saw the prices continuing to rally up and went up to $58,000, right? So again, there's another reason that I think is more substantiated. So this could be a small claim that could pertain to it, especially from like a Wall Street kind of side if they came in, but I don't think that's the underlying principal problem here. Bitcoin plunges 17% as record-shattering rally succumbs to valuation fears, all right? So 17% that we were seeing more or less during that big drop. Shares of Silvergate Capital. This is actually pretty cool. This is a good positive note that we're talking about here for a second because it is news. Shares of Silvergate Capital are up more than 120% so far this year, and the stocks has skyrocketed nearly $1,300 since going public in November 2019. So this isn't discussions about a bank that's doing stuff with Bitcoin, which is really cool, right? So yeah, boom, they're popping. Now this lady, I don't know about you guys, but she looks like she supports the idea of everyone using seashells. Anything electronic, she's probably like, electricity is bad because it can start forest fires, and only you can prevent forest fires. A bear told me that once. I think his name was Yogi or something. Just kidding. Anyways, so this lady, she's Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on Monday, warned that Bitcoin is an extremely inefficient way to conduct monetary transactions, which it just makes me literally smack my head when she says something like that. So she went on to say, I don't think that Bitcoin is widely used as a transaction mechanism, she told CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin at a New York Times Deal Book Conference. To the extent it is used, I fear it's often for illicit finance. It's an extremely inefficient way of conducting transactions. The amount of energy that's consumed in processing those transactions is staggering. I disagree with her on many different standpoints, but, we got a lot of other things we're going to be talking about with this too. She says, it is a highly speculative asset, and I think people should be aware it can be extremely volatile, and I do worry about potential losses that investors can suffer, Yellen said. Okay, the potential losses, those are the people's decisions. If you're doing 10 times, 100 times leverage on margin trading and it goes the other direction, you did a super big gamble, right? Now, when you look at Bitcoin in general, it's the highest appreciating asset in history. Nothing has appreciated in value as much as what Bitcoin has, and it continues to form new higher lows. So the volatility with it is, yes, it is volatile, but it continuously moves up. We haven't invalidated that pattern. And I think that's something that needs to be very importantly embedded behind all of this narrative. Again, I disagree with her on other things, but we're not going to go into all that stuff fully with this. Over on Twitter, I am on Twitter. If you guys want to check me out, go drop a follow, chat with me guys over there. My handle is @AtlasOfficialTV, as you guys can see in the bottom left-hand side right there. @AtlasOfficialTV. Come pop by, say hi, talk about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, lots of good stuff like that. Some of the other things, Bitcoin Archive, making a little joke. Peter Schiff is the best buy signal for Bitcoin. So when he made his tweets, he's bashing on Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin starts to rally again, right? So I find that really funny. Next up is with MicroStrategy. So Michael Saylor will be adding Bitcoin at a rate of $2,000 per second until reaching $1 billion. Here's how he did it last time, right? And there's a little video preview there from Blockport. You guys can check that out. I'm actually going to retweet this. So again, if you guys follow me, you can find that directly through my retweets. Bitcoin, dear leader, sent us a message. Bahaha. I thought this was actually really funny. They basically made it in the design pattern of a Tesla. All right. Now, this is where I think things really start to get interesting. So I do want to clarify something. This is data being pulled through Crypto Quant, and I just tried to make an account today. And I have a question. If any of you guys are watching my stream or my video or whatever when you watch this, if you use Crypto Quant, can you please explain to me what did I do wrong? Because I made an account. I'm on Brave browser right now. I also tried this on Google Chrome, and I get the same result. When I try to look at the data here myself, it just says, oops, something went wrong, refresh page. And if I try to refresh the page, it doesn't do anything. If I click hour, block, I try to go back to like day, then it'll start to say that it's loading and it never actually loads anything. So it'd be nice if I could get more familiarized with this data and it doesn't seem, oh, well, look at that. One finally decided to show. I hope the other one shows, but doesn't seem all too reliable. So if you guys have any explanations why it's doing that, please let me know. But aside from that, this was actually posted yesterday, and I do want to talk about this a little bit. This is getting interesting. F2 Pool affiliated miners have a 2,800 Bitcoin. This is worth $160 million outflow, but exchanges have no significant Bitcoin inflow. Is this a massive over-the-counter deal that's going on? So they actually have a couple charts, and this is what I kind of want to reference here. So you guys see this big, huge spike that's occurred on the very end, right above me, right? So that big, huge spike, which is relationship to that block, that outflow corresponded previously. We actually saw a bit of a dip in price with Bitcoin as well. So this is starting to show a historical trend that if this specific mining group, the F2 pool, has a large outflow, then consequently we end up seeing a significant drop in price of Bitcoin followed up with that. When the price starts to drop at a sporadic rate, a lot of people that are doing the margin tradings, like what I was talking about before, they get liquidated. So for example, if you're in a long position and you're doing times 10 leverage, I'll give you a very basic example of this in case you guys don't understand. You only have $100. You're like, yeah, but I wish that I had $1,000 to be able to do it. So I'm going to borrow the money from the exchange. So they're giving you an extra $900 to make it $1,000 total, right? $100 yourself, $900 that they're letting you borrow. Now you're going to have to pay them back, obviously, and they're going to want to make a profit. So because you're going long, you think the price is going to go up. Well, the problem is that if it starts to go down, at a certain point, the amount of value that you purchased with the $1,000, they want to make sure that they get their $900 back. Plus, they're still in a business and they want to make a profit. So instead of you being able to lose your full $100, maybe you can only lose $90 worth of it, right? So that extra $10 is going to be the profit for the exchange. So they get their $900 back plus the $10 from you, and you lost all of your money. So you got fully liquidated. You understand? So the exchange is always making a profit on these margin positions regardless of what's going on. They let you borrow the money and then they take a profit either way. But when the price goes down and people were longing it, obviously that's going the opposite direction. So these people get liquidated and causes more of a cascading effect. More supply goes onto the market space and it's just a huge mess. And because of that, the price keeps going down. More people that had lower levels for these things also get liquidated. And the next thing you know, we had over $1 billion again happening with this stuff, right? So very interesting. Let me know what you guys think with this, but I think this is a very large indicator, the F2 pool, which I believe is the largest mining pool in relationship to stuff with Bitcoin. And it's ironic timing that this seemed to happen again. So I wish that this would load. As you guys can see, it still says almost done. If you guys know any info on that, please let me know. Again, feel free to check me out on Twitter. Just a quick reminder as we now take a look at the charts here. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. Hit the thumbs up like button. Let's try and get this video to at least 100 likes. That's always my goal. Click the bell icon as well so you know whenever we have a new video. Engagements help too, guys. I like the community talking. So if you guys want to say things in the comments about what you think of this, feel free, honestly, engage, share your opinion, your point of view, even if you disagree with me on something, or if you agree with me on something, or if you think there's something else that's cool that's going on, right? You never know. So yesterday, quite substantial drop as we were talking about. I believe it was a 17% drop we were saying earlier. If I go to my correct chart, which is this right here, price range, we go from that high position all the way down to the bottom. It was like an 18, almost 19% drop. Quite substantial drop, right? So that's not good. That's no bueno. And on the new daily candle position, as we were just stating earlier, had a little bit of a push up and then started to retrace back. This is not a good sign, seeing it have a further drop down below. Hopefully people will start to prop up this price. And as we were talking about with Michael Saylor, with MicroStrategy, he's purchasing $2,000 worth every second to get to that $1 billion goal. And by doing so with that, that should help stabilize this price a bit. So as long as people don't flood their Bitcoin back onto the exchanges, I think we're still in a pretty good position for this to rally and recover itself. But we do have to be, obviously, open-minded as to what the market is positioning itself with. So on the upswing, what we need to try and pass first, I would actually be looking at some resistance here at $57,601. The reason being is we do have a bounce that took place back on, what day was this? On February 20th, right? So we have one level of potential resistance right there. Make sure I set that to the right color there. And then if we can manage to get above that, we have another set of resistance at the all-time high around $58,400. If we were to continue back into the purple trend here, that would be on track with where our movements were actually taking place back in mid-December towards $100,000. I just scaled it repeatedly to show, hey, if we were able to maintain that. So on the daily today, we'd have to get all the way up to $62,000 just as a baseline to actually fit within that continued pattern position, right? So that's quite a gap just alone from that right there, which would be interesting. Can you imagine us having a drop of basically $9,000 one day, and the next day we actually gain $9,000? Probably not going to happen, but let's just say that it did, then that's where we would be looking at, okay? Now, if it decides that it wants to drop down, of course, we're going to have some support at $50,000. Substantially below that, we also have at $49,000, the 21 EMA at $48,316. And then, as you guys can see here, this did go all the way through yesterday at one point, just barely going past the Fibonacci sequence level. I didn't adjust this. This is what I already had set up, guys, so it is looking very powerful, and that was at $47,000. So it just went a little bit below that. Very large volume candle yesterday, and a lot of it was red zone stuff. So we did have some buying pressure come back up to reduce those losses. Right now we're at $53,000. Pushing to try and get towards the 54K would be great, but it is having a little bit of back and forth, as you guys can see right now, and just kind of keep an eye on it. And I'm going to keep it short with these other ones. With Ethereum, same thing, massive drop that took place. And this actually, you guys can see from $1,940 pushing all the way down to $1,508. Ouch. And then eventually coming back up and closing out at $1,778. So on the way up, if we were to try and break above that, kind of the same thing here. We got two different levels, both coinciding with around 1,980. I would say that's the first major zone that we need to try and get above. Then, of course, $2,000 psychologically. And then we have $2,040, which is the all-time high. Breaking above that, we got $2,050, $2,100, and then we're starting to scale our way up every $100 increment as a goal to then moving to the point of $2,500, obviously, right? Okay, now with where we're at right now, we do have support on the 21 EMA. This is coinciding with our baseline support of $1,750. That was just now invalidated. We just actually broke down below that. It is, however, trying to recover itself. There you go. Now you can see the bounce taking place once again, pushing itself back up. So when I say invalidate, I just mean that it actually broke all the way through. So let me just try and clarify that. It still is there. It's not like this disappears, but as you guys can see, it passed a little bit through and then ended up recovering itself. So this is a good baseline zone for you guys to really focus on. And again, it's trying to test that position. The 21 EMA is a very important, powerful line, because if we do pass below that on the daily and it closes out there, and we especially have 2 or 3 days underneath that, then that suggests we're now in a bear market position instead of a bull market. And we have been above this line for quite a bit of time now, and potentially we could end up seeing some dry spells occurring here in the near future, but hopefully not. Now the RSI did have a bit of a dip here, pushing a little bit back more towards the median zone. Currently we're resting right around 54.24, so that cool down period is pretty good. I would like to see this actually have a big upswing. Large volume candle on yesterday's position. And then lastly, taking a look over at Orchid, what's going on with that. Also, very substantial drop, just like every crypto we were basically seeing yesterday. Passed below the 21 EMA, was aiming towards the baseline, didn't actually get all the way there for the Fibonacci sequence. It landed right around 50 cents and then had to bounce back up, which makes sense because, again, 50 cents is a psychological kind of point of view. And as of right now, also on the Fibonacci sequence, we have support being shown at around 58 cents. If this decides it has a further drop, then we got another level of support at 54 cents or 0.5474. Further level drop down that at 48 cents. If this decides that it wants to climb up, we have resistance at 68 cents. A further break above that, even more, then we're seeing at 79 cents. Break above 82 cents. Will actually lead the way towards a big open gap towards $1. So more than likely we'll have a big run if we can especially have a daily candle close above 82 cents. So right now, a little bit of the red is going on the whole market from what we're seeing. Hopefully that starts to reverse. We're only 20 minutes into the new daily candle position, so we still have room to grow. Okay, that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode. Once again, if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up like button as well. Let's try and get this video to 100 likes. Click the bell icon so you actually get alerted when we have a new video. And I appreciate all you guys so much. If you want to use my Coinbase link, the link's in the description. If you want to use my BlockFi link and start earning an interest on the crypto that you're holding on to, again, I'm using both of these, and the link is also in the description for that. Thanks, guys, for all your support. It's really cool that I'm building a community in the crypto space. I love talking about this, and I will see you guys in the next episode.